Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm not sure if Save is actually here at the moment. He's sort of present, but he did say that he had to pop out about a quarter of an hour before this starts, but he may or may not get back just in time. I think I also confounded things a bit by starting the 2 minute intro probably about a minute early. So I kind of thought it's a 2 minute intro. So if we start at on the hour, on the dot, then everyone's kind of sitting around waiting for 2 minutes. But if I started early, then we're all raring to go. It's quite nerve-wracking though. I was sitting there just kind of thinking, right, we're going live, and then 2 minutes, and then just getting kind of tenser and tenser during that time. So I've got to learn to breathe, just take it slow. Anyway, I'm rambling. I guess so. We're still waiting for Save. So I think as soon as he's here, then we can start to ramble in even more earnest, I suppose, banter, I guess. But in the meantime, let's have a quick look at what's going on. So I suppose today the headline, wasn't it, was kind of reclaim the line Bitcoin. So last week we had kind of a hold the line Bitcoin headline for the live stream. Hello.
Oh, hang on. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, that was complete. Sorry, have I just put you off? I have, haven't I?
That's okay. Not at all disruptive. Not in the slightest. So, as you hear, I was starting to talk about Bitcoin levels and things, but then I realised I hadn't really gone through the chat at all, so we could maybe start with that.
Okay.
Feel free to do that if you want to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I must admit that was complete comedy. Actually, sort of on the way back, my daughter was late because she got talking to a friend, and I was saying, like, do you realise how important this is? and she was like, is it really that important? I said, yes, it is. Anyway, and then
it's like if you're a BBC news reader, well, in which case you should probably be fired at once, I think, for being partisan. But it's that sort of, I'm going live on the news at 10 in 30 seconds. This matters. What does it matter? Nobody watches the news. Anyway, sorry, I put you off now.
No, it's all right. Yeah, and then on the way home, I was following this this learner, because the area where I live, I think it's like a driving test route or something like that. There's always loads of like learner drivers, and there was one, and it was and I thought, this is okay. She's going a bit slow, but it'll be okay. And going up a hill, and then she started turning right, and I thought, oh no, this is going to be like a hill start right turn. It's probably the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
And it was just like, obviously just stalling it over and over again. like me and my daughter were there, we're just like, this is unreal. This is like, and my daughter was going like, is she ever going to move? And I said, well, it's quite difficult. You have to sort of do stuff with the clutch and all that sort of stuff. And the car was just like doing sort of kangaroo movements, And then finally she turned right, and we were like, oh, excellent, well done. Carried on round, turned into my road. There's another one who was like, another learner, and there was a bus coming the other way, and they didn't know what to do. They were indicating left, then right, then going backwards and forwards. It was just like total comedy. And there was, like, I said to my daughter, I said, like, get on YouTube and see if maff started the show yet, And I was expecting to hear the theme tune, and there you were talking, and I was thinking, oh God,
how late am I?
I heard you a bit early.
It's funny, because I was just saying that actually started the theme tune a bit early, like a minute early, because I thought, well, it goes on for 2 minutes, and
I was relying on that.
Okay. It confounded you. Anyway, so one thing I would say with learner drivers, I think it's really important, because obviously they get so nervous. Poor things. So I think it's really important when you're behind a learner driver to sort of tailgate them really closely. Just because it encourages them, and maybe beep the horn every now and again. Just let them know you're there, that you're supporting them, and also scowl.
I do that.
Ironic and funny.
Yeah, and then when you get the moment, overtake them at the most rapid speed you can, as dangerously as possible.
Yeah, like revving it high.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. Oh dear. But yeah. Anyway, so, right. Anyway, so, everyone. Sorry, I'm like right. Let's have a quick look at the comments, and I'll let you get back to what you're doing. Oh, it's you. Hello. Okay. So
yeah,
we're going to
just
look at. Oh, cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Good.
So
Nice.
I just realised on that one I kind of butchered the comment. I was typing into my phone, I think, and that didn't
We
go
have a
very well.
good old gander at them.
Yeah.
I think that's the first typo I've ever seen by you. I think you're better than my wife was. She was the best word person in the world actually. All right, Nick. Hello.
I tend to do typos, but quite often they form like other words. I think so. I'm probably quite lucky.
Okay, where will BTC take us today? Oh, that's a good question. One way or the other, that's for sure. To the right, I think. Dan's here, brilliant. Okay, Firewatch, hello there. Look at that BTC candle now. What am I looking at? Oh, let's have a look in a minute.
We will. Yeah.
Okay, right, afternoon, guys. KB, brilliant. Anyway, glad you're all here. Right, I'll let you get back to what you were saying.
Okay, yeah.
If you can remember.
Think back. Yeah, so I think, let's see, because Firewatch was saying, look at the Bitcoin candle now. Let's have a quick look. Should look at it on the 1 minute to see what it's doing. Get it? Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I wish I hadn't looked on the 1 minute now. That's, what kind of a drop was that? That was, all right, nearly 1%, which for Bitcoin is quite a lot, really, for it to drop in the space of a couple of minutes.
Do you happen to know where that CME gap was from last weekend?
No. Where was the weekend? I should have put that onto the daily for that. This has completely just destroyed my
sorry.
My schedule. That is going. But
still,
I should just let you get on with it.
Yeah, I should just let you get on with it and gone down the pub or something.
I wasn't hinting. That's not a gap, is it? That's a very spiky object. So where was the gap? There's a big gap.
It was very small, wherever it was.
So that was Friday, 8th of August. I guess that's obviously been closed.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm looking at now. I've put you off so badly, haven't I?
That's right. I mean, yeah, I'm not seeing any gaps. But I mean, okay. if you wanted to have a look in the background or something, actually, then shout "aha" when I'm halfway through a sentence.
Okay, right, I'll do that
because that works well. Where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, we were talking about basically. So like last week, we had kind of the headline of like hold the line, Bitcoin. It didn't. It fell. It capitulated horribly and just dropped. But so I think now we're kind of looking at just reclaim the line, Bitcoin. I think it's going to be kind of important to if Bitcoin is to just finish this month like on a high, like in profit, as it were. If I go to the monthly on here, because that then, if October can actually live up to its name and actually be October, then that would hopefully just lead into a much stronger. For God's sake.
Sorry. It's obviously one of those days, isn't it?
Disruption department.
Sorry.
Anyway, so I mustn't go and just fit a giggle. That makes it worse. Sorry, I'm gonna have to mute for a second.
Yeah, right, and back to the news. It's almost like oh god, who was it now? It was Philip Schofield and Fern Britton when they were talking about dunking beef. That was it. All right. Oh, blimey. I think I've destroyed math. Oh no. I'm so sorry about that. I turned those alerts off yesterday, and I totally missed something. So that wasn't actually a good move.
Oh, okay. I think I'm back now.
Sorry, it reminded me a bit of Philip Schofield and Fern Britton, sort of many years ago. But anyway,
yeah,
that's another story.
Sure. Okay. So we were talking about. I actually kind of forget what we were talking about. So yeah, to head into a stronger Q4 to close off Q4 in kind of what we want. What I want to happen really. This might be a bit biased in that sense, but because I kind of want to finish Q4 on a mega high. Just everything is just rushing uphill, charging uphill. I mean, if we see a continued kind of more mellow bull cycle into Q1 of next year, I mean that'd be nice too. But a stratospheric and very quick alt season to close off this year, that would be simply delightful. I think, quick paycheck and then continue to make money trading the, I suppose, nuclear fallout, like crypto winter or whatever. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, so I think kind of people's opinions vary really on kind of what they want to happen, because if we get the stratospheric blow off top to finish off Q4 and that's that, see you in 3 years or whatever, then that'd be good, I think. Similarly, if we just had that sort of continual gentle climb up and it just carries on into next year and that's the new normal, then maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so essentially I think we at least really kind of want October to finish up, don't we, from where it started? Because it kind of, so it opened the month on 114. So yeah, 114k. It says 114042. It reached a high, obviously the new all-time high of $126,219, and hit the low of 103, and it's currently at just under 108. It's kind of like, again, back to 108. My gosh, just like it veers around that level, doesn't it? So
Can I just go, aha?
Of course, yeah.
Right, I found the CME gap and it just filled about a minute ago.
Oh, interesting. So what was it at?
It was on the on the CME chart. It was between 107.6 and about 107.3.
Okay, yeah.
So that just filled. So
nice. So well, how does it work? 'Cause it filled on the index chart, I suppose.
Yeah,
but not on the CME itself. It's got to fill on the CME, isn't it?
But no. I mean, I was looking on the CME chart.
Oh, okay, but they're not live. Am I looking at the right one here? CME futures.
BTC one.
If I go to
exclamation mark.
Yeah, if I go to the daily. Yeah, BTC one exclamation mark. So
maybe because I've got it on extended trading hours.
maybe.
No, electronic trading hours, what it says.
Okay. How do you do that? Is it just like another thing?
It's down in the bottom right hand corner.
That one?
Yeah. You can change it there, can't you? It says.
I mean, that's adjust for contract changes.
Oh no, hang on. Sorry.
Time zone.
What's next to that? What next to that?
Use settlement as close on daily interval.
So I can't see. I'm making it too small. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Why have I got it and you haven't? I've got a little thing next to the right of the time.
Yeah.
That says where you can change the sessions.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh, yeah. I suppose we could probably look at that a bit later. I think just so you're looking at the trading desk. I suppose the actual exchange itself closes, but they allow outside hours trading via this newfangled electronic trickery thing.
I don't really know how it works, to be honest.
Well, if somebody in the chat has a clue where we kind of don't, feel free to explain. But yeah, so I guess if I just jump back to for now, just here. So yeah, so the theory. Oh yeah, okay. So the theory is that this might be the final shakeout. I think this is scaring people off, isn't it? It might be the final shakeout before a big run up to the Fed rate cut to be announced on the 30th.
Yeah.
So we might well start to see that just sudden build up of. Should I draw it? Just make it a bit more visual. Doing that. Where's the 30th? Let's keep going. 30th. To the end of the month there, we might see a kind of sell the news sort of correction just going into November, to maybe that level there. Or let go. Yeah. And then just kind of doing whatever it does then, hopefully a Moonvember, spiky high November. That I think is kind of a best case scenario, isn't it? Just to, I think that level is a bit random. Oh no, yeah, sorry, that needs to get above. Definitely needs to get above 114, but for it to be a convincing October, it kind of needs to be just higher, doesn't it? So I think 115 is going to be a key level. It's a must-hit level, I think, for the end of this month. There's, I think if we don't get above 115, because you can kind of see that it's still on the daily here. It's kind of a key level, really, isn't it? Just throughout all of this, it's been a resistance level throughout. So we just absolutely have to get above that by the end of this month, I'd say. If not, then I think Q4 is going to start to look a little bit moribund, and just just looking at levels. So 110 is pretty important as well. There's a range of high risk just there, I would say. I think if we finish below 110, then it's kind of game over, I'd say. It's just going to, unless something absolutely radical happens in November. But it depends. But just looking at that, we've kind of dropped below that 110 level, and generally just dropped down to that very, in fact, there is part of that retracement level, isn't it? 108. There, it's been part of this kind of liquidity level. Just keeps returning to it, testing it, dropping below it, coming back up. Hopefully now that at least will form a bit of support. So we've got a range there. It needs to get up into this range, and then just get up and up and up as high as it possibly can for the end of the month. And then, as I say, November, and then hopefully up. So if it doesn't manage that, then we're going to just see more of this, more down. Another risk is that we might see a bit of a fake out coming up. So, I think this is more if it really drops down further, like down to maybe 100. Let's switch to the weekly for this. Maybe not quite that to that extent. So, you can see from this that the 100k-ish level is just super important along there. Absolutely has to hold that line, and this kind of brings us back to the. Going to do this, just draw in the channel, just space parallel channel, which is kind of from there, wasn't it? Like that, yeah. Kind of up to that high. So the halfway point of that is basically there at 112. That's probably around about that same 110, 102 kind of range. So that's going to be, there are so many important levels in here, and the theme is really that Bitcoin needs to just get above kind of all of these levels. Needs to stay well above that, but 100, really 100k, 101. I know it's pointed at 98 there, but or maybe 98. To be honest, 98, 100,000. So needs to be above this level. That happens to be exactly where it is currently, 108. And funnily enough, it's recovered, isn't it? It plummeted down just then into the 107s, and it seems to recover quite nicely just in the time that we've been talking.
It was actually the most perfect CME gap close I've ever seen in my life. I think it was brilliant,
just textbook.
Yeah.
So
I mean, to be honest, I had some positions that were long, and I was thinking, oh Christ, and they're all in profit now. So
yeah, it's kind of nice. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to play the jingle, the TA jingle.
Let's do it.
Mind you, do you think do it? I just think we've had so much disruption already.
Oh, okay. So.
We do. It's was there anything that you wanted to cover as well in terms of TA?
Well, not in TA in particular, but what I did do was I started making a video this morning that was going to be the let's shill Quadzilla sort of video, and then it kind of, so what I did was I found some like examples of when it when it did well. It's obviously if you're going to make a sort of like a sales type video, and and it was really good actually, and but it ended up a bit too long. But I thought if we get bored, I might play it, because I think it's really good for showing what Quadzilla does and all that. But it's not technically TA, because I tried to make it be like evergreen, so we can still play it in a year's time and it might be relevant. But but we can play that some point. But that isn't really current TA, which probably people are here for.
Oh, right. But that's quite a good hook, isn't it? So we've got the world premiere today.
I did upload it into
shilling video.
yeah, I did upload it into the assets in StreamYard, so we can play it straight out, and it'll be
awesome.
And it will be in its most raw form. I have done some editing, but I will do extra things when it becomes the actual ad. But anyway, but we can watch.
It's kind of nice. It'd be like kind of like a living video, I guess.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
There's also like the Chippy Watch Wednesday, isn't there? But I don't know if we're doing that.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Right, it's all happening today, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a very musical show.
I think for that reason, we ought to have the. Should we play it?
Yeah, just do it.
Right. Because I know that is CD Cherry Tree here? I don't think he is he?
Well, I think Valiance81 was just saying any hope for e-gold. So maybe we could do that. So we could play the TA jingle, especially for Valiance.
Sounds like
the e-gold TA.
Sounds like a plan. So also playing it as well for CD Cherry Tree as well, who because he lives in the States, it's kind of like 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But he does watch these things later, which I think is like true dedication. Anyway, but this is for everyone, and we'll do a bit of e-gold TA after this. Brilliant.
Oh yeah, every time.
every time.
Yeah. I think Kaz was just saying, yes, I didn't miss the jingle. Woohoo! We got here just in time. So, and yeah, so Valiant. Any hope for eGold? So brought up the chart especially. No. Looking at that, there is no hope for eGold. I mean, that's awful. That's the eGold TA.
Yeah, it's effed.
Yeah.
I did actually sell a chunk of mine at $15, and I was thinking like that is a shame because I know I did buy a lot of it at 7, to be honest, in like 2020.
Yeah.
But I know I have bought other stuff at like kind of 90 and 100. So that felt quite bad selling at 15.
Any profits were rather wiped out there. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought I'd rather just have it as USDT or Bitcoin, and then sort of I'll trade with it and make it more. I'm sure I can achieve more doing that than just holding on to it and praying. Really, I believe there is something happening, but oh my god, it's like I try and listen to Benjamin Minku when he's talking about stuff, and like the guy's from a different planet. He's like, he just talks such futuristic nonsense. Just like, you think, what are you talking about, man?
He loses me very quickly. I admit, I just suddenly realised, he is babbling. It's like the 90s Star Trek techno babble, where they're going to kind of do something with the tachyon emitters and reroute the subroutines to the subspace, blah blah blah, and just and then hey, we fixed the problem. Roll credits. It's sad, isn't it? It's just like spouting nonsense. Well, a bit like what I'm doing now. But
I think so, but less entertaining.
Yes.
and I don't know. I mean, they talk about sovereign chains and the million transactions per microsecond and all this kind of stuff, and like multi-sharding and all that stuff. It all sounds great, but it's no good if no one uses it. And I don't think
no one understands, because no one's going to use it if they don't understand it. It's just they feel a bit kind of daunted. Like, and is it me? I mean that's the difference, because like with, I suppose, like Star Trek Voyager or whatever, at least the technobabble makes you feel smart watching it, because you're kind of there rooting for them. Go, go, you can do this. Yeah, you rerouted the whatevers, and I'm right there with you. But whereas when he's talking, it makes you feel like a dum-dum, complete dum-dum. Just like it's me, isn't it? I don't understand. And then just kind of leave the site and feel sad for the rest of the day.
I have had analogies before. Oh, we will get onto some tea in a minute, but I have to
play the jingle again.
I lose all the audience. I have done analogies before with like Betamax video, and I think it's not far off actually, because Betamax was actually better than VHS. Technically it was. And to be honest, even better than them, there was one done by Grundig and Philips called V2000 that was even better. It was brilliant. It didn't have that thing where when you pause the video, you get those lines, the noise lines. It didn't have that, because they'd done this thing where they put piezoelectric crystals under the heads. So as the head spun around, they would actually track the tape, even if it was stationary. So it would give like a perfect still when you stop the tape. And it was a really, really superior technology, and it was brilliant. But
I mean, ahead of its time, really.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever heard of V2000? Do you remember that?
No. But it's a sort of name that I feel like I should have heard of.
Yeah, well, it literally is, only because I was a bit of a. Well, I also worked in that kind of, tellies and stuff as well. But I kind of knew about it. That's the only reason I knew about V2000. I was also a bit of a Grundig fan as well, But that was a superior technology, but nobody used it, and it just didn't catch on. And VHS was the worst technology out of Betamax, V2000, and VHS. VHS was the worst one, but it was the most popular because it was everywhere, and they did a good job of selling it. And they had like JVC and Sony who were like pushing it, And I don't know, TDK, people like that, and that became the better one. And VHS is Solana. and V2000 is eGold or Multiverse, or if it's called, I think. Anyway, that's what I think. Anyway.
Yeah. So okay. So a bit of TA on this. So Valiant will actually get. Well, I suppose, to be honest, I mean, you're asking kind of any hope for eGold. So that does feel like a lot more of it is about fundamentals, really, because any amount of TA on this particular chart, I think, and then it's going to be just down to what happens in the real world, as it were. It's going to depend on like if the alt season happens generally, if it's going to be enough to lift this up, or in fact, will it be one of those alts that even when all the other alts are going up, this one is just kind of still trundling along sideways or even dropping. You think, oh, it's one of those. So it's going to be down to the outside world. What can they do about eGold? Do they have to do yet another rebranding, a simplification of it? Just unbranding. Bring back eGold, bring back Elrond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, it makes me so angry. It really does. They had the perfect blinking, just, I don't know, marketing image, the perfect brand, sort of what I was reaching for, and they just tossed it away for something that was just bizarre.
I honestly think it was like because the big thing at that time was all the metaverse stuff, and they just thought, oh, let's stick a verse on the end of it, and then put an X on it because everyone else was doing that as well, and then they just like cobbled together like an absolutely, and then they thought, oh, it does lots of things. Let's have it multiverse X. That's the one. It's a bloody awful name. It's
Frankensteinian. I think.
It's horrible. It's really just horrible. It's like I'm sure they could have come up with something better, but obviously didn't.
No.
And now, because it sounds like metaverse, it sounds old. It sounds like 4 years old now. Which because that's not
it's
trendy.
instantly dated. It's like when people put in whatever the modern feature is into a lounge or a kitchen or something like that, and then like smoked glass windows, that internal windows, that sort of thing, and then the following, like that, then it's like, oh, this is so modern, we're setting or like living the trend here, and then the following year it's just like, oh my God, that looks so dated, just rip it out. What a waste of money that was.
Or there was that thing in the, I don't know, was it the 80s when you had like Artex ceilings, and I've got that in one of my bathrooms, and it's like, it's horrible, it's like,
it really is. I
wish it wasn't there.
I know what you mean. Anyway. So quick bit of TA on this. So I mean, because you were saying that you sold it around 14, and that
15.
must have felt like you were kind of selling at the bottom, really.
Oh yeah, I felt like I just thrown all my money away.
Yeah. And since then, it's. Well, I was going to say it's halved. Maybe that's a bit unfair, but it feels like it's.
It did at one point.
Yeah. So. All right, let's try and do a bit of this, because it's such a negative chart. It's horrible. I mean, it does feel like, okay, looking on this, 29.42, we've got a retracement level. It feels like it could come up to there. It should, if the technicals are all right. This is looking a bit stronger now in terms of the momentum. The trend shields has been looking very negative, but it's actually starting to fade out a bit now. So there is hope there. This could come up based purely on the TA. If we went to the daily for this, just for a second, let's get rid of that kind of mega wick down. And in fact, even on the daily, we got that at, I think it was pretty much the same level, isn't it? As on the weekly, I think we were looking at. This did have a kind of bearish mid-range cross, but because the weighted average was more level, then that suggests that it's not going to be like a big continued plunge. So in other words, this wasn't going to continue heading down. Instead, because we could see that was just level all along, then this crossing down, like even kind of here, it would suggest that, hey, we're heading down, but it's going to touch this, so that it's probably going to level off. It's one of those kind of neat things you can kind of see from Quadzilla that just based on that momentum trend, I suppose it is, leading up to that, you get an idea of just what's going to happen just there, if you see what I mean. So then it just kind of ambled down the fast stochastic ambled down a bit, and that's kind of leveling off. If that can come up sharply and cross above at a steep level, and the weighted average can start to curve up a bit as well in time, then that would be a bullish sign of things just starting to go that way. Just go up. And then if that happens, then of course it's going to bounce off here, or rise above there, maybe come down a bit, and up. That's probably best case scenario, I think, for e-gold. And obviously the EMA trend lines, you kind of expect them to come around as well. In terms of what we got on VRVP, okay, yeah, that's telling us that, isn't it? That there's lots of liquidity just kind of built up along there. So we can get it to there. It might react a bit there, come down, and then gain a bit of strength from that if there are buy orders, and then just kind of on up till it reacts again, and then hopefully up again. So there's hope in terms of the TA, but it's just in terms of the fundamentals. What do they do with it, I think?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, really. I mean, it's really difficult to decide what to do with things like that. If you're bag holding it, because I don't know. To me, it's like, if I've just got a feeling about a project and I actually don't like the way this is gone, or the way it's going, or I don't understand what they're talking about, I kind of think, well, if I don't understand it, then nobody else is going to. Well, sorry, it sounds a bit big-headed, but bearing in mind, I kind of live and breathe crypto every day, sort of thing. If I don't understand what's going on, then the regular person isn't going to understand what's going to happen. So it's never going to get adopted. It's never going to, it's never going to do anything. And you see, the reason I got into it in the first place was because they had that MyR app you could have on your phone.
Yeah.
And you could have your e-gold in there. It used to earn decent sort of APR as well. And then in theory, if you saw something where you could pay for something with e-gold, unfortunately the only thing it was like crappy NFTs and stuff for me. But like if I, the idea, if you saw something, you could pay for it with a QR code. And I thought, oh God, that's like the future. That is, you can imagine like going into a bar and stuff, and then a QR code flashing up on the till, and you just flash it with your MyR app, and then you pay for your beer with e-gold. I was thinking like that's going to be great. And they were talking about, back in 2020, there was a festival in Romania. It was one of the biggest music festivals they have there. And they were saying that the e-gold was, I don't know if it happened or not, but the e-gold was going to be the currency of the festival. So it basically meant everyone could pay for their drinks or whatever food with e-gold, with the MyR app. And I was thinking, Jesus, if that's, I mean, obviously it's not as big as Glastonbury or something, but
as long as they don't drop the ball,
then
it's going to be huge.
Yeah, and I was thinking also the demographic they're going for, which is probably like people in their early 20s or whatever, up to 30 somethings. That's perfect, I mean, get them using e-gold, and then then you're off, and that was
all they have to do is not mess it up.
Yeah, and what they did was mess it up royally.
Yeah,
it was hideous, really. I don't know.
It's frustrating. Yeah,
every single product they've had, things like the X exchange and all that, were just so complicated. It's really, I started off my channel was all about, trying to navigate my way around Alron stuff initially, and that's why I did it, because I thought, I actually, I even said on one of the really early videos, I said, I'm a bit out of my depth here, but let's give it a go. And basically what happens, a lot of people, mostly Romanians actually, who kind of were a bit more closer to the project, But they were saying, "Oh no, you don't want to do that. You need to do this and stuff." And I was thinking, "Oh, this is great," And that's initially how the community that we've got here at SaveWithCrypto kind of grew. Initially, I think 90% of my viewers were from Romania, and all we ever talked about was EGLD. And it all seemed so good then, and then. And that thing with the festival, that should have been amazing, and it should have just continued like that, but it didn't. As you say, they messed it up.
They dropped the ball. Yeah, it was theirs it was their victory to lose, essentially, wasn't
it? Yeah, and the timing would have been fantastic, and I don't know.
Yeah. So just one last thing on this, just before we move on to the next thing. So I would just say that also that eGold really needs to get above the 9 EMA here to show any signs of just bullish upside. So obviously well below it at the moment, but it's like the 9 is giving it a helping hand. It's coming down to meet it. It's like, come on, you can get above. But then you can do it. So it needs to get above there and just kind of rise up sharply and stay above the 9 EMA. So essentially that, kind of, and then the 9 EMA itself needs to be kind of doing this, kind of chasing to catch up. So it needs to give it a run for its money, and just.
This is when I like. This is when I like adding the 5 EMA, because that'll go. That'll be below the 9 EMA, saying, "Nah, mate, we're coming down here."
Let's add that.
Or it might not. It might go, Or at one point it will go, I'll come and join you.
Yeah. I mean, look, even the 5, it's struggling with at the moment. It obviously just came through, so it has kind of just, I don't know, played with the 5 EMA a bit, isn't it? But not really conquered it even. So very, very weak sideways moves at the moment, I think. Yeah. But there's potential signs of strength there, I think.
Yeah. To be fair, I think it will go up from here, but how far, I don't know.
Yeah,
certainly not to 550.
That far, maybe. If it hits 15, I think everyone would be excited, but then it's just going to drop down, at least for a while, if it does head up. So what I did want to do was, if I go back to Bitcoin for a second, in fact, kind of talked about a lot of this, didn't we? So levels there. If I go to the USDT dominance, so because essentially to have a look at this, I mean, okay, first of all, just oh my gosh, so Quadzilla strikes again. You know what I mean? It's just bearish retracement pinpointed there, and it kind of did it with that one as well. It did it that into the step 3 of that bullish one as well. And so anyway, but so we kind of need USDT dominance to drop, of course, for Bitcoin to, and all the others, all the alts to rise. Just unfortunately, the last couple of days, including today, it's been climbing back up. It's been recovering. We had kind of so it's been kind of doing this anyway. The USDT has been showing a lot of strength, which we don't want. Started to do this, and Bitcoin pumped. Probably Bitcoin pumped, and as a result, this dropped. It's more that, isn't it? This is more of a effect that we're seeing, I think, rather than a cause. But we can still use it as a temperature gauge, I think. What do we call those? Thermometers. Yeah. So this now is coming. It's pulled back today. We kind of want to see that just drop though, and we want to see these EMAs really turn around. In terms of what we're seeing down here, the momentum oscillator for USDT dominance is looking on a knife edge, kind of. I mean, it's suggesting that it could, we could see more of a drop. It's not looking very confident, is it, in terms of, I mean, it's curving it slightly, but I think we could see ought to see a drop there. I just wanted to mention that about that. But also, if we switch just for a second to the 5-day on here, and yeah, this is unfortunate because on here, excuse me, it's just been pumping. But I mean that's quite something. That was a Bitcoin pump, I think, wasn't it? Where this was heading up and then suddenly dropped. Excuse me. But it's kind of showing strength here. I mean, yeah, this is a kind of technically red bearish candle, but it's also a Thor hammer candle, so it's obviously meaning strength to the upside. So Quadzilla is also showing strong momentum to the upside with that mid-range reversal just here. So the fast-moving stochastic was kind of heading down and looked for all the world like it was just going to drop into down into oversold territory or into tired territory, I suppose. But instead, it just kind of bounced off the weighted average, like during the mid range, and now they're both heading up, and that's showing green strength. The one bit of hopium, I suppose, is that we have got this bullish retracement level down here, 3.57%. So there's every chance we might see just kind of a drop down to there. Of course, it might drop low, but it'll bounce up again from there. So that's hopium. But yeah, essentially, if we do like a triple twist backflip from where it's currently headed and just head down. So if it does that, even briefly, that might get us to the late October, early November pump that we kind of want to see to show some strength. So yeah, just come down here and stay down here for as long as it can before it just bobs back up to the surface and bounces there. So yeah, that's probably all of my TA for today.
Okay, very nice. Cool. Do you want me to play a little video then?
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah.
So basically, I made this, and it was going to be sort of a sort of buy Quadzilla sort of video, but I wanted to show what it was first of all. So I think in a way this probably might be one of the videos if we do like a kind of tutorial type sort of tutorial type sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, what math's got on the screen here is how much it costs, which is which works out £60 a month if you buy it in GBP. We've also got prices in dollars and euros as well, depending on where you are in the country. Occasionally, people want to buy it with crypto. If that's the case, you can do it. You need to email support@savewithcrypto.org, or better still, just join the Discord. I'll give you a link for that. Just join the Discord and then ask about it in there, and then we'll sort you out. Let me just so I'm doing 10 things at once really. So Discord, you need to go to savewithcrypto.org/discord. Okay, and if you want Quadzilla, go to savewithcrypto.org/qz. Right, I'll play this video. It's about 5 minutes long, I think, but I think it's quite good because it shows some really good examples of what Quadzilla can do. And if you don't want to watch it, you can go make a cup of tea. But anyway, I think it's worth watching because there are some good examples of this. I was quite pleased with it, actually. I did it quite quickly this morning. With crypto from the YouTube channel Save with Crypto, and together with Maff, who is an amazing coder, we have produced this TradingView indicator called Quadzilla. So what is Quadzilla? Why do you need it? Well, Quadzilla is an indicator that you can add to any TradingView account, and this includes the free one. And when you add it to the chart, it looks like this. The momentum oscillator down here gives you lots of information to give you an idea of when the price might change direction. For example, these red backgrounds here, you can see, this actually gave us advance warning of the biggest liquidation event that has ever occurred, which happened on October the 10th, 2025. And we actually knew about that on the 5th of October and the 7th of October. So these red backgrounds meant that the price was going to come down. And from when we first knew about it, the price dropped by $18,500, which was about 15%. And on some exchanges, that was as much as 20%. And Quadzilla predicted that. And in a similar way, this green background here on February the 28th, 2025, showed us that the price was going to go up. At the time, the price was around $78,259 for Bitcoin. And from there, we went to an all-time high, with the price rising $48,000, 61%. So you can see here that on the daily time frame, these green and red backgrounds are highly accurate. Now, sometimes when the price is going crazy, you will see this band here, what we call the convergence band, you will see that go into very, very positive territory above this 80% line, at which point you might start to see these red backgrounds, which do mean there is a possibility that the price is going to fall any moment. However, we also have these trend shields, these small green triangles here, which mean everything's looking like the price should come down, but hang on a minute because it's still going up. Now, when these start to fade, like they did here, the price comes down, just as it did here when the price dropped down $11,000, 10%. Now, the convergence band here gives us a lot of information as well about the price movements, and in particular when it's really thin and gets above or below these 80% and 20% lines, that's when you can see some very dramatic moves. And if you look here, this symbol here is called the super down, and this shows you when there's an extreme condition. Now, we got this on Monday the 10th of February 2020, which perfectly predicted the pandemic crash on March the 13th, where the price of Bitcoin crashed from over $10,000 down to $3,800, a drop of 61%. Now, as well as the super down indicator, we also have the super up indicator. And the last one we had of those was on the 12th of May, 2022, when the price of Bitcoin was about $24,400. Now, although the price did dip down a little bit after that, it did continue to go up $100,000, 417%. So you can see that these super up and super down signals are very, very powerful. Now, we were looking at that on the 1 day time frame. So obviously, to wait for a super up or a super down indicator, you might be waiting months. However, they do appear also on other time frames. So for example, there's one here, there's a super down here that occurred on Bitcoin on the 20th of October. And after that, the price came down $3,600, 3.2%. That's quite a big deal for Bitcoin. And we also got a super up indicator on Friday the 29th of August. And from there, the price went up $10,600, 9.87%. And you can even look at this on much smaller time frames, such as the 12-minute, 3-minute, 1 minute, whatever you want. It still works. Now, in the upper pane of TradingView, Quadzilla adds these EMA lines here. These are exponential moving averages. And the green is a 55 EMA, the yellow is a 21 EMA, the cyan is a 9 EMA. You can also add a 5 EMA if you want to as well. But the most powerful signal you get from these is when the yellow and green cross. To help you get an idea if they are likely to cross, Quadzilla adds in this green shading here if it's going bullish, or if it's going bearish, this purple shading here. So the EMAs are really useful for getting an idea of which way the price is going to go. But one of the most stunning features of Quadzilla is the retracement lines. Now, these are these green and red lines here. So what this means is that at this point the price is going to go up, but at some point the price is going to retrace to this level. And this happens with extremely high certainty. Here on the 28th of September, you might have been thinking, okay, we're going to go up forever now. And the price went up to an all-time high of $126,000. But all the time we knew there was this level down here. And sure enough, October the 10th came and that retracement was completed. How useful would it have been to know that? And this also works with bearish retracement lines. So for example, the price was coming down here, price got to 112,895, and this retracement level appeared here. And because it was a bearish one, we knew the price was going to go down. But we knew at some point the price was probably, with great certainty, going to go back up to that level as well, which it actually did on the 21st of October. But being a bearish retracement line, we knew that once it got there, it would probably overshoot a little bit and then reverse. And that's exactly what happened. Now, how likely is this going to happen? Well, we've actually built in statistics into the indicator. So you can go to the settings, you can come down here, you can add the statistics. And what this shows is steps 1, 2, and 3. Now, step 1 is where the line appears and the price goes up. So that always completes. And this here shows you how many have completed for the bearish and bullish since the 1st of January 2023. Now, step 2 is when the price retraces. And you can see for the bearish ones here, this has happened 95% of the time. And for the bullish, 91.96% of the time. In step 3 means that the price overshoots when it retraces and then goes back up in a positive way in the case of a bullish one, or in a negative way in the case of a bearish one. Now, in this example, for the bearish retracements completed 90% of the time, and in the bullish case, 89.4% of the time. Now, I don't know of any other indicator on TradingView that is bold enough to actually put something that calculates the statistics of it being successful in the actual indicator. And you can actually use this information here to work out the probability of your trades playing out. Now, a lot of situations, people say if you've got more than a 50% accuracy, it's good. We've got over 90. There you go. Oh,
hey.
Yeah. Oh, right, you're back there. Right.
Yeah, back. One thing it's worth pointing out as well with the, because I think on that it's got the step 3 stats there are based on just how many step 3s that we generally see playing out. But if you do it as in the settings, it's like step 3 is a percent of the ones that reach step 2. So both ways of doing that are valuable, I think. But with the second one, I mean, you generally see higher percentages. I think when it's so like the ones that completed step 2, how many of those then go on to successfully complete step 3? You tend to see some quite high percents, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I quite like that. It's like a video essay in a way. Like
yeah. But there was, I think there was some good examples. I know a lot. Some of them were like really recent, but I quite like the one with the pandemic. Looking at it on the daily time frame. It kind of. It was literally like a few days before. It's like, it's going to go down. And,
could have done with that to actually predict the pandemic itself. I think.
Yeah.
How did it know that? Like before the tariffs thing with the Trump tweet and so on. It was telling us beforehand, like it's got insider knowledge. By the way, that you do realize that the price is about to drop sharply.
I know. What we need is some sort of like natural disaster that nobody could have predicted. But there again, I don't. Most, like, say there was a meteorite heading towards the planet. We'd know about it, wouldn't we?
Essentially, yeah. It's very much ask Quadzilla.
So what would I suppose something like a tsunami or something like that? That's probably those things you probably don't have much of an inkling about, do you?
No, true. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll do that again then. No, I did think about changing the stats there, but because it would make it look better. But it looks too good anyway. It's almost like too good to people to believe it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it starts to look like snake oil in a way. Like, what are these people actually selling us here? But they're absolutely genuine. I mean, people who have Quadzilla, of course, you can just put the stats in and just check it out. I mean, as you said during that during that segment that you actually use this as part of the trading setup. So like looking at different trading pairs and different time frames, and you can set in the settings that the number of candles, the number of bars that the retracement levels are plotted for before they kind of give up. So if you wanted to find a chart where the retracements happen generally quickly, like within 20 or 30 candles or something like that, like if say it was on the 1 minute, that would be pretty neat. Then, and it's still a high percentage, then that's the one to trade, because you'll get good results very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So things like that, it's excuse me, it's just really useful for.
Yeah, and as Mr. Delta says, nothing else does this sheet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think so, actually. Bearing in mind it is Wednesday, shall we do the other thing? Or are you okay for time?
I think if we do this very quickly, including the jingle, then sure. Oh, just before we do, I did notice. So Kaz was talking about the TA jingle. Is it me, or is it to the tune of a recognisable Christmas song? It does have that kind of. It seems recognisable, doesn't it? But the AI that generated the music, they claim that all of their stuff is, copyright free, blah 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 blah. So I don't know, but it does sound very familiar. That's it.
Yeah, we'll probably know in about a week's time when Christmas
Copyright
songs.
strike. Yeah. Oh, actually no. Yeah, when the Christmas songs start playing.
Yeah, I'll be walking around Sainsbury's and I'll hear it or something, and they'll be, oh, it's that one. Yeah.
Have to do a Christmas themed version of the jingle with snow in the background and
oh yeah,
sleigh bells or some rubbish.
Yeah. That's one. Anyway, let's do this because it is Wednesday.
On Free Chippy Friday, we gather and munch golden fish and chips, the perfect lunch. By the seaside, with girls in a flock, we savor the moment of Chippy Watch. Chippy Watch.
And there you go. Now, why do we play something that has Friday in the title for stuff that happens on Wednesday? It's because the way Chippy works, if you don't know about it, it's a Solana token. It was created by that Martini guy and those people. And if you own, I think it's quarter of a million Chippy, which is about $500 worth, or it used to be anyway. If you own that amount, then you can get reimbursed for buying fish and chips on Friday. So that's what it's all about. The token price of it. Do you want to get your screen up, Maff?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
The token price has dropped quite a lot recently, which we sort of have been predicting a little bit. It's not quite come down to the level we were looking at, but it has come down quite a lot. Now, what the relevance of this is, because I do get involved with the fish and chips Friday sort of thing. So I go and buy fish and chips, and
same actually,
and I've noticed actually, I noticed you on X with your fish and chips. So I do get involved, and the amount you get rewarded, obviously, because you get rewarded, it's between $10 and $15 worth of Chippy. You get that reimbursed to your Solana account. I use a Phantom wallet for that. And I'm just looking back in the past, and like, so say back in when was that one? That was, I don't know, about a month ago. I was getting 7,000 Chippy reimbursed. 2 weeks ago, I got 12,000. And then last week I got 11,750. So when the token price is down, we're actually getting quite a lot of Chippy. So there is that advantage about the token price being down a lot. But anyway, let's have a look and see what you think.
Yeah. So it's I so want to be positive about Chippy because I really like the project.
Yeah.
But so that this is on the 1 hourly, so it is a little bit zoomed in. But the staircase down is just so pumped up. That was Saturday. Staircase down. So this is Chippy against Wrapped Soul. So because essentially you can only really buy Chippy coin using Solana, which is kind of nice. I actually like that about it. None of this kind of on ramp, off ramp kind of thing. It's just like, but anyway, well, I mean that said, if it can get to the stage where it can be bought through just something else, like getting on board the type of people who, like as in like the public, general public, who like to buy fish and chips, and they can just kind of get this magic internet coins kind of, I was going to say scam. it's not a scam, but this kind of just scheme going, and just buy into it. They want to be able to use a Visa card and just go in and kind of buy, pay for the fish and chips. Oh, do you want Chippy coins with that too? Oh yeah, I'll have a bag of Chippy coins, along with my bag of scraps. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I was going to launch into a negative ramble there, but I don't want to, because generally I'm still positive on Chippy coin. But I think the way you can look at it is that there is a lot of upside potential, both in terms of the real world fundamentals and in terms of the TA. I think because like on here, still on the 1 hour just for a second. So there's a retracement level there, a point very small number, which it could kind of get back up to. There's another one there. There's a whole load of them, just levels beckoning for the price to come back up through. This line here is kind of, that was the sort of hold the line Chippy coin, which we drew in a long time ago, and that's actually an extension from a very long-lived retracement level. So if I go to the daily, just to show that, it's this line here, which is kind of basically 0.0018109. So yeah, obviously there was a mega pump during the buyback in preparation for Chippy 2.0, which we're still waiting for, back in July, and perfectly touched this other retracement level a couple of times, double topped essentially, kissed the line and back down, and when it got down to here, we were talking about this and saying like, well, okay, or here really, it's bounced back up, but this is still a danger point here. Like it isn't just that this was drawn wrong or anything like that. It's very much that this is still a level that hasn't been closed yet. So we still expect the price to come down. Sure enough, it's getting dangerously close to it. Quite possibly, we might see a sudden capitulation, like even down to this to fill this one, and then a mega bounce back up, which might well coincide with the release of Chippy 2. But for quite a while, this level was the support level, and it was very much like, as long as it doesn't break below this level, then we're fine. We should start to see a move back up. It broke below the line quite, quite. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Downingly. It sloped down and then dropped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't look as bad as eGold to me.
No, true. This, I know what you mean. But this looks like it's ready to pump. Put it that way. It's a positive look on it. It looks like it should. Like this is a bullish retracement level. It's just waiting for something to happen in terms of the Chippy 2.0 release, all of that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
I was just saying, I bought some Chippy about this time last year, and I that was the idea that there was stuff coming along, and then around just before Christmas, they were talking about Chippy 2.0, with like, you know, revised tokenomics and stuff like that, and a website and all this kind of stuff. And then I think TMG was saying like it was aiming for like Valentine's Day, and that didn't happen, you know. So I think it is still happening. I think it's just very slow, but I'm not in touch with the team anymore, so I don't really know what's going on. But I'm kind of hoping it's still on the cards. I can't imagine it wouldn't be, because I know he spent quite a lot of money and time sorting this out. So I think if that happens, then I think, yeah, boom, we should go back up again. But
yeah, for sure, it might be just in time for the Q4, you know, very short-lived alt season, if that does happen. If not, then we just kind of hope for an extended bull market into next year for this to kind of ride the waves on that a bit. It obviously is. It's a long-term project, isn't it? It's gonna have its day. Well, it's gonna have its several years, I think, very much, because it's obviously from the sounds of it, the tokenomics are built for long-term growth. I think so. In which case, this would be one. If it keeps working out this way, I think it's going to be one to look at potentially for the next bull run, which might, you know, and that'll really depends just how the rest of the market turns out. Like, is this now an extended kind of forever bull market that's just going to kind of jump around a bit but generally be trending upwards, or are we still in the same 4-year thing? Is it now a 5-year cycle, etc.? It's going to be dependent on all of that. But if we finish quickly this year with the bull cycle and the blow off top, then this is going to be one for the next time round, I think. But, you know, to accumulate quietly during the crypto winter, which will still be very, you know, it's a bullish thing, you know, in that sense, because it seems like it's taken this long. It's got the longevity there.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I think unless we've got any questions, that's probably us done for today, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah. I've got to
head out and do a few more things as well. Let me just have a quick check. Okay, I think we're all good. Right. Thanks very much for everyone for coming along. Please do check out Quadzilla at savewithcrypto.org/QZ. Please feel free to join the Discord as well. Excuse me. Discord as well at savewithcrypto.org/Discord. All links and all that kind of stuff will be in the description down below. So that's it, really. And we'll see you tomorrow at midday UK time, 11 a.m. UTC. And I'll probably put a video out later on today that might be quite similar to the one you've just seen. But we'll see anyway. I might do something different. But yeah, looks all good. It looks like Bitcoin might recover this afternoon a little bit, but maybe not forever. But yeah. So so it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him. Oh, I got it right that time. Yay, finally.
Right. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Cheers.